Today we're going to make a gluten-free Neapolitan-style pizza dough with King Arthur's pizza dough that you can get at your local grocery store. And for this, we're going to follow the recipe that they have on the back, and we'll put that in the comments below. And we're going to walk through this pretty much exactly. The only thing is it calls for a little bit of sugar in it. We're going to leave that out. I don't like adding sugar to my dough for it. My daughter recently went gluten-free and really don't feel like making two different types of dough, so we're going to try this out and hope that it doesn't taste like trash. So first, we are going to take and double our recipe for 2 dough balls. It calls for 2 1/3 cup or cups of the flour. And while we add this, we already went ahead and added 2 teaspoons of instant yeast to our 2.5 cups of warm water. I'm just going to 2/3 of the cup. There. Okay, and for this, it is just the flour. So ended up doing just under 5 cups of flour. It's going to be 2.5 cups of warm water. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then it is going to be 1.5 teaspoons of salt. That so it doesn't stick to the top. So we've let this mix for a couple minutes, and with this, the good thing with this recipe is it's at least a fast recipe. You don't have to let it sit overnight. When we're done with this, we're going to let it rise for about an hour, and then we're going to get it into our dough balls and prep to make our actual pizzas tonight. Go ahead and stop this. To get this formed into a ball, and then we'll cover it and let it rise. Okay, now that our dough has doubled in size, we're going to go ahead and start cutting this into our individual dough balls. So far, the gluten-free dough looks pretty good. And even though it says this should make 4 dough balls, I'm going to try to get 5 out of it. This recipe has a higher hydration, a little more than I typically use. So in the future, I'd probably add a little more flour to the mixture than what it calls for. We'll see how it turns out. Definitely a little stickier on it, and then from some of the previous recipes in like my standard dough, that hydration that I make. We'll see how these turn out. After this, I'm going to put these in the refrigerator to form for about 30 minutes before getting them ready and onto the uni pizza. Keep that as backup. So just trying to form these into little better dough balls. And spritz these, some olive oil on top. Just trying to smooth it out a little bit too. We'll see how these turn out in a little bit. So not the most elegant looking dough balls, and we'll see how they taste and how they prep once we get the sauce and everything on them. Okay, so it's time to make our pizza, and I'm just going to form the dough. We have some fresh mozzarella, made some homemade San Marzano pizza sauce, have fresh basil from the garden, and we'll see how this gluten-free crust does. Definitely feels a lot more delicate than a normal crust. decided to, instead of just doing the full slices, just do different chunks of the mozzarella. Let it melt down. Just add some basil. Just do a simple margherita. We'll see how this turns out. So normal dough, you normally have the nice charring on the crust. Don't really see this with the gluten-free, but it still looks like a good crispy crust, so we'll try it out and see how it is.
10 out of 10, really good.